Welcome back, everybody. It is a spoiler-heavy review discussion on Spider-Man Brand New Day. As I have mentioned before, this is the new Marvel movie, new MCU movie, the new Spider-Man movie. Destin Daniel Cretton takes over from John Watts to direct this one. Tom Holland, Zendaya, the whole crew is back. And this is my friend Sam. For people who are just tuning into this for the first time, you've never seen us before. I obviously had seen the Marvel movies and all that for when they came out and released. My friend Sam had never seen a Marvel movie ever before, and about 2 years ago, that changed her whole entire journey, which if you want to watch on this channel, you can. And inside of that journey, the Spider-Man movies were part of them, and she just fell in love with them. So much so that when she reacted to the trailers for this new movie, everyone's like, you got to take her to do an out of that theater reaction. You got it. So we did. We saw it together. And here we are. What an experience.
I had such a good time.
You were excited from the moment that, and again, this obviously, that's why you clicked on it, it's full spoiler discussion. When the second this thing started, it just really wraps you in because they just start from that kind of time period over, I think it's like 3 or 4 years.
Because they go through college, so they're already out of college, so it's got to be 4 years.
Right. So but they start with that little time skip, right? They show you like, because you've got Ned blogging for when he first gets in.
And he's following them the whole time.
Yeah, and he's just devastated. You can see it. And this is what Tom Holland does in this. This is his best performance as Spider-Man, hands down.
I agree.
Because you can see the sadness in his eyes when he's looking at it, because he's just following his friends and you know he did the right things.
The worst case of FOMO he has in this whole in the movie. And you know that he was gonna have that anyway.
Yeah. So he does that. He's going through it. But at the same time, they kind of flip and they show him as Spider-Man and basically he's married to the job, as they say, and the cop from the woman who from the Bear, and I'm blanking on her name, but you know, the one who plays like she's on the phone with her talking about her kids and everything.
Yeah, she's Puerto Rican.
She is. So she is, and you know, we there's a show that you haven't seen yet. It's called The Bear, which she's on that show and she's excellent on it. And she's really good too. I like their dynamic, but he's working there, he's doing his whole thing. What'd you think about the fact that you see him on this kind of more ground level, kind of like the Spider-Man that we knew when we were growing up?
Yeah, like the hitting the ground running, saving the day whenever there's something going on, he's there. And one of the biggest things that I noticed from the beginning, and I said this last time, when he's in the like swinging from the buildings and doing it, you feel like you're immersed in the swing, like you're there doing it with him. That's how good it was. I felt like I was on one of those rides.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like a video game. It was like they did some of the stuff from like the Andrew Garfield side of it. They took some Tobey Maguire stuff, but like you're in like his mask at times. You're following his hands as he's swinging. You're going through these different things as he's going to the next villain. And they did like this. It's kind of what Fantastic Four did also, where they showed like these old school comic book villains where he's going through it, and like they do it with Scorpion. I forget the other guy, the Spider-Man villain. The Spider-Man fanatics will know the one guy with like had like the frosty frost top or whatever it was. You guys can scream at me and yell at me. I don't know his name. I can't remember. But there were moments like that showing that this is what he's getting himself into. And then he starts chasing when he's getting to his another adventure. He starts chasing, and then this old lady driving this tank. And the Punisher comes in. And that's this was her first introduction to Punisher. She hasn't seen the Daredevil series. She hasn't seen the special. So she knew that he was in it. But tell me about what your thoughts are.
I loved him.
Yeah.
I thought he was great.
Yeah.
And you know why? He's for me, very New York. Very like, and I was just like, I just loved the way he was and his character. And he was so like, I don't give a shit kind of guy. Yeah. But then he kind of turns a little bit, and he helps Spider-Man and he's just really good. And then his jokes weren't OD like stupid. They were perfect.
Right. I just like when he hangs up on he's like a grouchy old man.
Yeah.
But when they have that particular scene when they're driving through it and you see the tank too, and you get where Punisher just getting involved and shooting at stuff, and then he goes, "Get out of here!" and he shoots him in the face with the web to make him not curse.
Shut up.
Yeah. And then he kicks him off the thing, and he's like, that kid. So it kind of sets up the dynamic that they're going to have. But what really also gets set up in that scene is that that's the first time where we're going to see Jean Grey manipulating what she's doing.
Right. Getting into everyone's, like, she's jumping from
one person to the next.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie with Denzel Washington called Fallen?
No, I don't remember.
So there's a movie where it's similar, where this demon would kind of bouncing back and forth in between people, and it could do it like that, and it gave me complete fallen memories when she was doing that. But he's chasing and again, Tom Holland's really great performance here, where he's trying to figure out what the hell is going on as he's bouncing back and forth.
And the way that they shot it too,
Yeah.
where you see where they go,
Yep.
where she goes, and it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It was great. I thought it was done so great. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, like you just track it the whole entire time, and then so if you then you can kind of jump, because as that's going on, the other thing that I thought, as you mentioned before, where he's keeping up with his friends, and not only is he trying to keep up with his friends and find out what this new threat is, but now his body's going through shit too.
Right.
And the whole movie is kind of like about like this maturity and the passing of the. We've seen him as a kid, and now he's maturing into this different.
He's matured different.
But his body's also maturing and he's trying to, push it back and push it down. And he's trying to,
He's trying to get a hold of it.
yeah, he's trying to suppress it. He wants because he's going to Banner and trying to get Banner to show him what to do. And but when that scene happens, but before that whole cocoon thing happens, he goes to that party, and that's devastating.
Yeah, that you know what? He wanted so bad to be a part, just to be around them, because for him that was his family.
Oh, 100%. Especially after May Day.
After she passed away, like, that's his family, and not to have that and he was alone. He was alone all these years, and just to have them. And when he went to that party, I was like, oh, I just was like, oh my goodness.
They do such a good job of showing, again, the pain, where he's looking at everything. He's like that Ned's keeping up with Spider-Man and looking at it, and then when Ned finds him in the room, and then when Zendaya shows up, and you're like, oh, and it's like you just feel so bad for him, because he wants to say anything, and he just wants to be there, like you said. He can't say anything because he's trying to protect them, and he just can't help himself. And we mentioned Aunt May. They do a balance of that too, where they show him at the grave and they show him what these things.
Every day he would go.
Yeah, and it's like you have to balance that. And I thought they did an excellent job in 2.5 hours of how you balance all the stuff we just talked about. Plus, you balance the stuff that's going on with the Punisher. You balance the stuff that's going on with the Hulk, and then all the stuff with Jean Grey. And to kind of jump forward a little bit, the Jean Grey stuff, like, this is what I said. I think I said it in our non-spoiler without giving anything away. But now that we can give it away. I really thought what you could have found yourself doing is, because this is a full Spider-Man movie, there's a good 10 minutes that it's a Jean Grey movie.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I'm okay. I wanted to know her story.
Right. I thought they did a good job.
I wanted to know why she was so mad. And you know what the crazy thing is? And you said it too. Like, you're not going to see it because but I was so fucking mad at her and for doing all of these things that I wanted her end her. I wanted her gone.
Sam's like the Punisher, by the way. Sam is 100% like the Punisher.
But then you get to a point where when you finally get to realize why she's doing what she's doing and her story, then I'm like, damn.
Right, you sympathize with her.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I should, maybe I need to rethink how I
they said it,
process these things.
Yeah, well, they set it up, right? Because so she's from Stranger Things. There's a very Stranger Things feel to her character inside of this thing, and she's essentially playing the Millie Bobby Brown role in this in a bit. But her sister, and what it does is it sets up, because, again, Sam hasn't seen the X-Men movies. So when we saw it in our theater, and they finally, because they tease it for a while, like who it is, and they finally reveal the name of Jean Grey. Our theater went, oh, wow. And she goes, who's that? Right? Because she didn't know yet.
Right.
And I was like, one of the X-Men. And what it does is it sets up the future of not just Doomsday and Secret Wars and all that. It sets up the future of the MCU. That's what the little pieces here do. And I thought they did it really well, because she's such a big part of it. And I thought Sadie Sink was excellent in setting you up, like Sam said, to really, for first, make you like, she has an agenda, and her agenda, you don't know at first, but when you go back and you think about it, she doesn't give a shit. She wants to find her sister.
Right.
And when you don't know that, you'll kill her. Yeah. But when you figure out, when you go back and you think about it, you're like, her agenda's her family.
Yeah, like you would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
And that girl, what's her name?
Her name is Sadie Sink.
Her emotions and her feelings and everything, it came out. Yeah, in her face and how she like moved and everything that she did. She played that role so great.
It was great.
I was like, wow, like I don't know. It was emotional.
It was really emotional. You know what was really emotional is when she and it fooled us both is when Jean Grey took over MJ. That was really cruel to not only Peter but to us.
Yes.
Because we're watching that and she takes over MJ and you know something's up, by the way, because and they show it again when Peter is swinging with MJ, but when she's taken over by Jean, she's not that scared when she's swinging through. And
I
MJ,
didn't realize it. I was so immersed in just the fact that they were together.
Yeah, I was looking at first going, she's not scared, and MJ's always scared, and then later when she comes back to me and MJ, she's scared again.
Yeah.
So you see it, like she's not scared. And then she's like, I always knew it was you. I knew this. And she had already read the letter.
Yeah.
What's her face? I can't get it. Oh my God, Jean.
Grey.
Jean had already read the letter, so she knew all this information. She used it against Peter. And again, Tom Holland's acting in that scene is brilliant. Like he's just like
he was like so hurt when he realized it wasn't her.
He was devastated. He was devastated because he was so the range of emotions that Peter and Tom Holland goes through in that scene, and what he does of the pure joy, like, oh my God, she remembers me. This, I can't believe it. This is amazing. To you cruel son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like holy shit. And then the fact that Gwen almost throws throws her off.
Yeah, she does.
And then Peter saves her. Then she wakes up terrified out of her mind, then gets scared, and then you get to that amazing scene when she's with Frank and him.
Yeah.
He's like, I wouldn't trust that chili.
But you know what, too? Zendaya.
Yeah.
That scene where she reads the letter then she confronts Peter about it.
Yep.
And like, why
let me make the choice.
Let me talk to me and let me make the choice. Why would you make that choice for me? And that scene was so like, oh.
You can tell that they probably they're together.
Yeah.
You can tell that they can have those types of conversations.
Right.
And it was excellent. It was excellent between the two of them. And they do show you. I mean, they've been through so much together, and we've been through so much together with them that scene does hit when you think about all the things. And when she said, what's devastating too, is she's like, I believe all this stuff that you have gone through here, but like,
I just don't remember.
I don't love you because I don't know you.
Yeah, that got me
devastating.
too, man. Because and then the hurt in his eyes.
Yeah, he's like, I understand though.
Yeah, he understands.
Yeah.
And but the hurt and you could feel it. It was I don't know. Listen, guys. Everybody's gonna have mixed emotions or whatever for this. I thought that they both played amazing.
Yeah.
Their parts to the T. Like I cried. I laughed. Like whatever. But like, it was emotional for me.
It was, and then they had those moments, and you still see through the Punisher where he's like, "Come on, you like what's the deal with this girl?" Their buddy relationship is forming throughout that, and then when you find out the thing that you see in the trailer, and I wish they wouldn't have shown in the trailer, is the fact that when the Hulk, when he comes back. And some of those reports were wrong, by the way. It wasn't really reports initially were that the Punisher and Spider-Man were like hunting the Hulk, is what I heard as well too. And they're not. You can kind of, from a certain point of view, I guess, look at that. They have to go there, find out what's going on, and then Jean Grey overpowers him or takes him over, but she can't even do it because it was really great because the smart Hulk is the first thing that she's overpowering. But even I loved when Peter's like, "This is the Hulk. What are you doing?" And then one of my favorite moments is when they were fighting the Hulk, and the Punisher's just screaming at him, shooting him. It was awesome. It's one of my favorite moments of the whole thing. He's just screaming, "Ah!" And he's like, "What are you doing? You can't do anything. Get the hell out of here. It's the Hulk.
It's the Hulk.
What are you doing?" And then that thing with the way I thought they used him well. Banner, Banner doesn't remember Peter. No, Spider-Man doesn't know Peter. But then that whole thing of how he's building with that chip and how he's trying to push it down and just let it. And I think that what that's going to wind up doing, because ultimately when Peter creates that thing, it helps. What's the name of the organization? I forget. Do you remember him? The organization that essentially is. Right. I can't remember it. But that thing, and by the way, and the dude, I always forget his name, and I won't for that very long. It's like the time when I watched Inception, I didn't remember Tom Hardy's name. He's the same actor from Severance, and he's
the head of the organization.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's
a brilliant
so
actor.
good.
He's a brilliant actor. And he's really solid in this, and the fact that he's the one that's been trying to get the powers out in the same way that where Jean Grey is overusing her powers to the Hulk and everything too, he starts overusing his, and they're like, and she's getting more powerful. That whole thing when she takes everybody out,
that was crazy.
Shades of WandaVision a little bit too, right? When the whole, right?
Yeah.
And then I think one of the more devastating things though is as Peter's finally getting through to Jean Grey, you have that scene with Aunt May, right? That got you. It got me too.
It got me.
Yeah. Because
in essence, Aunt May was talking to Peter, but he was also talking to her.
Yeah.
And she never had a mom. Remember, she was talking about she didn't have like a real mom.
Yeah, and she got to see that and understand him, and they kind of bonded there. And then as they finally come out of that moment, and then his spidey sense kind of tunes in, and the bullet comes through from Frank, who just
fucking Frank,
and winds up shooting him, and like that. It's funny because there was a lot of so there were some rumors that Peter died. And
really?
Yeah, there's rumors that Spider-Man died, and I was like, holy shit, are they really going to do this? And then, it turned out no. But all that led up to that particular moment. And then obviously when you get to the hospital, he's sitting there.
No, but doesn't Frank say, he was like, yeah, that girl, she used all that weird shit to keep you alive.
yeah, right. Right, they're doing that. And he's sitting there, and then that whole thing at the end.
The end was so fun.
Hilarious. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I like, people think sometimes that you never like humor in movies. No, I don't like abusive humor in movies, meaning like when it's just too much, and it doesn't make sense, like just for the joke. When it works for the character, that really works for me. And an example of that, with the Punisher at the end, he's like, I got an idea. And he sends Peter off, who's beaten down. You feel the moments he's walking out. And then they pan up the top. Here's the Punisher. It's so stupid. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite moments. I love it. So that was a great moment. I'm trying to think of, and then the stuff with Ned, where he continues when he sees him, like the first part when he sees him at the damn
at the diner
the
bodega.
Yeah, whatever it was, and he doesn't talk to him.
The coffee shop. It's the coffee shop.
That's what it is. And he doesn't talk to him at the first, and then when he finally does go to him, and he remembers the handshake. So then they do the handshake too, and they remember it, and that was an emotional moment that really played. And I'm trying to think like if there's anything else that we really missed.
Yeah, but doesn't Ned he did introduce him? Peter introduced himself, right? He said, did he say his name?
No, but it wasn't.
But Ned said, "Hi, Peter."
Zendaya said, or MJ at the end said, "Peter." He goes, "Spider-Man's name is Peter."
Yeah, no, but when they did the handshake.
Yes. Then he goes, Peter? I think that'd be either he remembered a little bit of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Or he just remembered when Zendaya had said it, because Peter does walk in, he goes, hey, I'm Peter.
Yeah.
At the end. But there is that question. The other thing is, too, we still think that Ned might have a bit of the Sorcerer Supreme in him. Remember? Because of the stuff that what he did in No Way Home.
Oh, that was one of my favorite parts.
Great. So a lot of big emotional moments. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I mean, the scene when you had Jean Grey and they did show her sister and they showed all those moments, that really worked really well. I'm trying to think if there's anything in general. Oh, even the scene when Peter is kind of losing it and beats the shit out of Scorpion too. And you have that moment where the cop's like, you
can't do that. Like he's trying to fight the bad part of him and it comes out.
She's like, I can't protect you if you're doing this. And I think it's one of the reasons he tries to try to use that chip. But it's that theme of maturity and trying to find out who you are, and he does discover it. And so by the time you get to the end, you're feeling this version of him. This version of this movie is just so dramatically different than the other stuff that we had because of the maturity themes. And there is really no like big villain in this outside of, he's fighting the Hand in that one scene in the jail because again, Jean is controlling them.
It was
that organization.
It was evened out. I think the villain that we had, like there's not big villains, but like he has also, we need to dive into his character more because he grows up. Yeah, we have to see him grow up. Yeah,
and we'll get enough villains for sure. I liked how different this was. I loved the action in it. The fight with the hand stuff was awesome. I did think Daredevil was going to show up, but that wasn't the case because in the show Daredevil is in the can but he's not. He's not. And I thought that they were fighting at the jail. I thought he was going to wind up being in there. And I'm trying. At the very end, there's like a little. There's a little post-credit scene. There's only one.
People were upset about
People
that.
are upset because I don't think they really understood what it was, and I think that we get this joke throughout the movie that Ned's been tracking Spider-Man,
Right.
but the tracker for some reason or another is able to track different universes, and I think it's setting up both Doomsday and all that and Secret Wars and where he's actually going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Is there anything other big moments that we missed throughout? I think those were the
major ones.
Those were the ones that I really thought stood out. But yeah, I really love this movie. I want to see it again.
I want to see it again.
Right?
Yeah, and I'd be able to see more things. Like
Yeah.
that was, you catch more the second time around sometimes.
It's true. We will be watching it again when it comes out on digital. The two of us will be checking it out on the channel. So make sure you check it out. Comment, subscribe, do all that and more. I'm sure that there's some things you guys wanted us to talk about that we forgot about. Just put them in the comments and we'll respond to them. But
Yes, sir.
what did you guys think about the movie? Did you love it? Did you like the things that we did? There's certain things you didn't like. Do you think it set up the MCU in a good way moving forward? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Make sure you do. Come back here. We're a big part of the community. We're almost at 300,000 subscribers. We're trying to hit that by the end of the year. Hope you can do it. And we'll see you on the flip side.
Peace.